Hello, Miss Maya. Today our group will discuss the case, the Royal Dining Membership Program dilemma of Hong Kong Grand. Okay, first we will introduce about the brand. So Hong Kong Grand is a prestigious luxury hotel. Um, it has hosted royalty and business luminaries and is regarded as a symbol of sophistication and high-class hospitality. Um, Hong Kong Grand operates four diverse restaurants ranging from the fine dining to casual setting, which reinforces a light image and appeal to both international guests and local clients. So moving on to the promotion strategy, which is the Royal Dining Membership Program. So it provides heavy food discount, like up to 50% preferential room rates and special voucher in exchange for an annual membership fee. It attracts over 2,200 members, many of whom were granted free membership through a credit card partnership, while the program boosted short-term revenue and traffic. It also introduced operational strain like member abuse of rules, negative staff attitudes, customer complaints about the restrictions, and disruption of the luxury dining experience. So although this reward program aimed at driving traffic to its restaurant through deep discount for members, it represents a tension between volume-driven promotion and brand equity. So although financial beneficial in the short term, the Royal Dining Program posted a strategic dilemma. It risks damaging the Hong Kong brand luxury brand image, alienating foreign-paying guests, overburdening staff, and attracting a price-sensitive segment that conflict with the hotel's high-end positioning. So the challenge lies in balancing revenue generation with brand equity and service consistency.
So now let's moving on to the first question. When I am Erica Liu, what I would present to the executive committee. So basically, I would focus on the key factors surrounding the Royal Dining Program, specifically what positive performance that it has delivered to the brand, or at the same time highlight some major issues that RD is currently facing. And from these two key points, from positive impact to the negative impact, I want to present my own recommendation to the further development of this program. So let's talk about the context first. Regarding the context that RD program has implemented was launched. So it was launched when Hong Kong brand was looking for ways to boost the restaurant revenue uh, and increase the market competition. Despite being a high-end hotel with multiple awards, it faced some challenges in maintaining a stable occupancy rate for its restaurant, especially during off-peak hours. So with that context, what is the aim of the Royal Dining program here? When it first introduced, so basically, it needs to fill empty tables during off-peak hours. The second one, it needs to increase the customer return frequency to the chain restaurant. Third one, it needs to create an additional revenue stream from membership fees and yes, so based on these three main things that the Royal Dining Program was first introduced to observe and achieve those goals. So let's talk about the positive first. So the positive result that RD has brought to Hong Kong Grand is that for the revenue, it has significantly increased, selling over 1,000 cards in the first year and reaching 4,200 members by 2015. Let's talk about the profitability. So the annual membership renewal fees are a source of nearby pure profit, since associated costs remain almost unchanged, even with the customer benefit like 15% discount. Like if they go two people at the same time, they will got that discount. But even when the customer provide them that benefit, there's still profit when the numbers are calculated carefully. So besides some positive impact of the RD program, so what is the key issue here? This program was now, generating some several size effects. And in my assessment, there are three major groups of issues. The first one is the financial impact. The second one is the operational and staff impact. And the third one is the graph, the brand image and the customer experience. So let's talk about the financial impact first. So don't look at, the overall total profit. We all know that it increased, right? But if we take a closer look at the profit per customers, it has decreased since the program was launched, right? And moreover, the surge in traffic means or the customer may be displacing full paying guests during peak hours, and that leads to the lost premium revenue and reduced the profit margin. And let's talk about the operational and staffing. So we all know that the current RD program was now, quite complicated, and that could cause some confusion for both users and employees. And as a result, staff will, feel additional pressure during service, and that it could be shown evidently through the comment share among employees since RD was introduced. And if the customers they ask and the staff they just explain or clarify some unclear policy, and that could create a very awkward situation and negatively affecting service quality and the customer experience. And number three, so this is the key issue that I feel like quite most important. That is Hong Kong Grand has positioned themselves as a luxury five-star, right? With multiple awards. Yet this program focus heavily on this discount, right? It's already program, and that contradicts to the brand premium image. So let's talk about some loyal customers. They are the one who are willing to pay for the full price or higher for the hotel experience. And now, with that amount of money, now they need to share the same dining experience with other RD guests in profit, which are the guests that they always perceive that always bargaining for discount. So how did they feel? They may feel dissatisfied, right? So in short, although RD generates some financial gains and some short-term traffic growth, it also disrupts some operation, reduces some staff morale, and gradually erodes the hotel premium brand image. So let's talk about some recommendation based on the positive impact or some key issue here. So I would recommend that do not eliminate that program because it still brings a, an amount of profit for us, right? And however, to address the three major issues that I have listed above, and to align with the brand image, so the only viable solution now is to restructure the program to better align with the brand positioning. Let's talk about there are some three key main ways. First of all, is control and limit some benefit by membership type. So uh, while Hong Kong Grand does have different membership tiers, the different in discount levels or usage limit are still unclear. And that is leads to the fact that all the customers they use the card to go anywhere or they can go anytime, and they could use that vouchers up to many times a day, and that is quite annoying. Yes, quiet. And the second one for the recommendation, it could be the focus less on the scale, but try to be more on experience driven service. So for instance, as a 50% discount, currently the program is now focusing on cash discount. So now let's try to uh, change the approach by still give customer value but in a way that reinforces the brand premium feel and reduce the direct financial impact of cash discount. For example, like we could give them a free dessert or free drink. Yeah, instead of just giving them a free 50% discount. It's not that possible. And the third one is staff training and process standardization. So in order to ensure the smooth operation and better customer interaction in the offline store, yes, the process should be standardized and we need to train the staff, right? And besides that, to uh, remove some situation that customers or the staff they could be feel confused about the strategy of the program. So let's integrate some technology in here that could help the customer and the staff to track the condition and their different tires and of course their usage of free their usage of the scale for example, and that would reduce the errors, confusion, and stress staff. So that is the end of the question one.
So, as the program manager, I believe that to make strategic decisions about the Royal Dining program, we need a data-driven assessment of its financial performance. So, I'll walk you through the key analysis that will help us better understand the program's profitability, operational risk, and the strategic implications. So, let's look at the direct revenue generated by membership fees. We have the two streams, which are the purchased memberships from traditional and Epicure, and those given to premium credit cards customers, for which we receive a discounted fee of about around 300 Hong Kong dollar and 400 Hong Kong dollars per year, respectively. And to calculate the revenue, we simply multiply the number of members in each category by their respective rates. So why is this important? Because these fees contribute directly to profitability with virtually no variable cost, as Susan Lee rightly pointed out. And in a program where heavy dining discounts erode margins, this fixed revenue helps mitigate the financial impact. And next, I assessed how much restaurants revenue is driven by Royal Dining members, both purchased and credit cards, using the data from Exhibit 4 here in the screen. And this analysis reveals the program's overall contributions to our restaurant business. However, it also uncovers risk. For instance, the Kabuki currently generates over 42% of its revenue from R&D member. So this signals the potential over-reliance on discount-driven traffic, the risk displacing full-paying guests in a luxury setting, and could ultimately harm our brand's exclusivity, which is a critical asset for a high-end hotel like ours. And the third area that I will examine was the member usage behavior, which focused on the percentage of active cards, average visits per year, and average party size. So why that is important? Because not all members contribute equally. Our findings show that purchase members are far more active and valuable compared to complimentary credit card members. So the low usage and free members consume capacity and benefits but contribute less financially, which creates an opportunity cost. So this aligns with the customer lifetime value thinking, which is a principle central to the service marketing, and we suggest that we could consider focus the resources on high value and active customers, and possibly revise the benefits or fee structures for the underperformed segments. And lastly, while financial data is crucial, we mustn't overlook the qualitative factors with financial consequences. As Jerome and Carmen highlighted in this case, there's growing concern about the displacement of full-price guests and the erosion of our luxury brand image. These intangible issues carry the hidden costs like reducing the customer loyalty, lower the pricing power, and increase the staff turnover due to the service strain. So if we left it unchecked, that could undermine our market positioning and long-term profitability. So I proposed factoring in the potential lost revenue from displaced customers and the long-term brand value impacts into our program evaluation.
Coming to question number three, the first effect on brand value and perception of local customer. Firstly, it's the positive. First, the appearance of RD program have the company increase the value perception of local customers. The RD membership offers a significant value proposition with discounted meals, room rates, and other benefits that help the local feel like they perceive the program as a good deal, and it allows them to dine at a luxury hotel at a lower price, thereby improving their overall dining experience. Moreover, with the RD program, members who frequently dine at the hotel feel more attached to the brand because of the value they receive, and they may also feel like the VIPs. They enjoy the privilege that other customers do not have, which increase their sense of exclusivity. However, after that, the RD program heavy discounting may erode the perception of the hotel as a luxury brand, because the brand now it starts to feel more accessible and less exclusive, or we can say cheaper, because the discount at the premium establishment now can send to on the customer at many segments, so that the high-end positioning of the brand now will gradually disappear. So the frequency and the magnitude of the discount may cause local customers to perceive the hotels as a place of good deals, which are common discounts lead to the reduce in perceived value of the experience. As I mentioned, make the experience at the hotel become cheaper. It may lead to customers to expect more and more discount day by day. Therefore, it impacts the luxury positioning of the hotel. As I mentioned, the positive effect is at on the first stage. After that, the R&D program impacts negatively to on full paying guests. The first one is the dissatisfaction due to regular customers, because as you can see, the availability of a discount for RD member, especially during peak times, could make full paying customers feel like they're not getting the same value for their money. And they're also feeling conflicted when they notice that the RD members are receiving the same benefit as them, which make them feel like they are paying for a premium price but for a similar service, not any difference between them and others. Moreover, there are also the frustration with the service quality, because some, as mentioned in the case, some customers feel they are being annoyed by regular customer who cheating by the discount. So this could impact the overall hotel reputation among the non-member customer who are paying the money to receive the luxurious or the higher experience rather than the others. So now the question is, how could the hotel address the issues? So here's our group suggestion. Firstly, the R&D membership program structure should be changed in order to first maintain the luxury brand image. However, before the appearance of the RD program, the fine dining segment also generated the best revenue compared to the others. So we suggest that the Hong Kong hotel should keep the RD program for 3 other segments and bring the fine dining to become the service that can maintain the luxury positioning of the brand. To execute that, we expect to break the RD program into 3 tiers. The first one is the basic tier, which can also understood a traditional member. This is similar to the current offering for HK 1,500 per year, the basic member would still enjoy the discount, but with some restriction on usage, such as the blackout date, give them fewer benefits and limits them to access to uncertain peaks. The next one is the mid-tier, or we can consider as a Garner Silver member. So this could be priced higher at the annual fee, for example, but we offer them more generous benefits than the basic tier. Members in this tier could receive better discounts and be eligible for room upgrade, more prioritized seating, or complimentary small items like drink or appetizers. They may also have access to more exclusive event or private dining experience. The last one is the premium tier. This tier is for total members. The hotel could offer them the highest level of benefits, such as 50% discounts, free room nights, personalized service, private event, etc. So this would be highly selective, emphasizing the exclusivity and premium experience. These members would receive the highest level of the service. So with this tier, we can ensure the luxury brand image would remain instant, but we also can recruit more users from the two other tiers, the basic and the mid tier. So by offering the high tier membership with exclusive benefits and maintaining stricter conditions for lower members, the hotel can preserve firstly their luxury image. The next one is by offering premium service to high-tier members. The hotel can also ensure that low-tier members they do not overrun the restaurant during the busy time, lead to the reduction of the brand image.
Okay, now we shall review the rule set of Royal Dining Program. The main problems in the current system including, firstly, the discounts are too generous, especially the 50% off for two adults is being overused and doesn't really match the luxury image of the hotel. On the other hand, solo diners only get 10%, which feels kind of unfair. The second one is the discount system, which is confusing. Members don't always understand how much they're saving, and this leads to complaints and arguments with the staff. Moreover, some of the rules actually encourage people to game the system. For example, there's a rule that only one card can be used per table, but people just come separately, sit in different tables, and then push them together. It's really frustrating for the servers and looks bad in luxury setting. And lastly, there's a big loophole in the child policy. Right now, kids under 5 eat for free, but someone actually brought in 10 kids for a birthday party and expected them all to eat for free. That's clearly not what the hotel intended. So, how can we fix this? The first one is to simplify the discount system. Right now, there are too many tiers: 50%, 33%, 25%, 20%, and 10%. That's hard to remember and creates confusion. Instead, we would suggest this: 30% off for 1 to 2 adults, 25% off for 3 to 5 adults, 20% off plus a free dessert for 6 or more, and for solo diners, a 20% increase. This is still good value for members, but easier to manage, and it protects the hotel's profits better, especially since food costs are already 32%. Another one is make the kids policy more fair. We would recommend allowing only one free child under 5 per paying adult, and for kids under 5, age 5 to 10, offer 50% off the kids menu. This is in line with what many big hotel chains do, like Marriott or Hilton, and it keeps things reasonable for both businesses and the guests. Moving on is about fixing the one card per table issue. Instead of just saying no, we recommend allowing 2 cards for groups of 6 or more, but with a maximum discount cap of 30%. That way, people don't try to cheat the system, but larger groups can still enjoy some perks. The hotel could also track this through the reservation system to make sure it's not overused. And finally, make the rules easier to understand. This could be as simple as creating a visual guide or brochure, adding a discount calculator on the website, and giving staff a 30-second explanation template. When people understand the rules clearly, they're less likely to complain, and it makes the experience smoother for both diners and employees.
So to explore how could negative server attitudes toward royal dining customer be handled, let's first begin by looking at the root issue, why that happens. First, we need to understand the psychological burden that server faced. Imagine you just working as hard or even harder to only receive less in return, and that's what's happened when servers serve the royal dining guests who receive up to 50% discounts, and these discounts reduce the base bill and while the service expectation remain high, and this results in a mindset working harder just for less reward. Secondly, is the many RD members treat staff poorly. Some argue over eligibility in order to exploit the system. The server internationalized this abuse, saying things like, I'm sick of this program, or these guests treat us like servants. And this results in emotional exhaustion and burnout. Thirdly, is the program complexity. Server must explain intricate membership terms, reject ineligible claims, refute complaints. It's not just a distraction, it's emotional labor and role conflicts. And when these confrontations escalate, servers feel abandoned. There's no support system or no escalation protocol, so they feel left to absorb. They are left to absorb the frustration alone. And so the key question here is how do we turn this around? So to fix the attitude, we must fix the model and start with reframing the royal dining program itself. Our proposed key challenge is to shift the RD from a flat discount model to a spending-based reward program. This new positioning is the more you invest in it, the more rewarding your experience becomes. It's just not a account, it's a loyalty journey. So the core change is we eliminate the blanket 55% off model and introduce tied reward structure based on actual spend and frequency. You can see the example of model on the screen. So it will incentivize desirable behavior like regular high spending guests. Staff now see high effort guests as high value, not discount abuser. And CMR and app integration allows seamless tracking and redemption. It's more than a change in pricing, it's a change in psychology. Staff attitudes shift when the reward aligns with the effort and the brand values. Changing the reward model is essential, but not enough. So changing the reward model is essential, but it is not enough. We need complementary system to support it operationally and emotionally. So first, to simplify the program structure, we propose printed guides or QR code explanation, and this gives the customer information they need without burdening the servers. Less explaining, fewer argument, and lower emotional strain. Secondly, is introduce minimal spend requirement. Instead of giving a discount upfront, we reward based on spend, as we have mentioned, and this improves profitability and ensure the servers are tipped appropriately. And finally, is empathy and de-escalation training. We focus on staff empowerment, role play, tough RD scenarios, teach how to set boundaries, and escalate with confidence. This builds resilience, reduces burnout, and restores the dignity to the service role. And ultimately, this is a shift in how we see both our customer and our staff. We evaluate fairness, clarity, and emotionally safety. We don't just fix the server attitude, we evaluate the entire experience.
We will move to the final part of our video here, which will summarize about our lesson. So, according to the case study. So the first thing that we can sum up from it is action-oriented assessment. So with 4,200 members, the Audi program has increased restaurant revenue and membership fee, but the profit per guest has significantly declined due to the widespread 50% discount. Specifically, while Audi drove the short-term financial growth, it also creates serious long-term risk. Like local Audi member perceive the high value, but their loyalty is to the discount, not to the brand. Meanwhile, the full-paying guests, they feel like their experience is diluted. What they believe to be a premium environment now feel like mass market. So this result in brand identity conflict, which guests expect luxury service, but they are confronted with bargaining hunting behavior that compromise the exclusive brand image. So here, the practical application is that the service brands, especially in a luxury segment, must ensure that promotion and discount-based programs align with the brand positioning. A over-reliance on discounts should be avoided to maintain a premium perception, as seen in a luxury hotels or the upscale retail. The second one is segmentation. So it is very important, right? The current audit structure fails to distinguish between paying customer and free member from credit card partnership. So in fact, the case study showed that 85% of Audi members receive their cards for free, and most of them rarely visit or spend, yet they still receive a generous discount and take up dining capacity. So this one-size-fits-all approach has turned Audi into a transactional tool instead of a strategic loyalty builder. It also leads to the resort wastage by offering benefit to low value or inactive members, and it weakens the perceived value of being a member. So as an application here, the RD program or the generally the reward program of any luxury services should not be eliminated, but rather redesigned to reposition it as a tool to engage and retain high value loyal customer segment, not as a short-term filler for the slow periods. And the final one, we will discuss about the staff attitude and operational alignment. So staff often feel like they are forced to serve customers who do not respect the service or the staff. They work in a five-star hotel environment but are expected to serve demanding, discount-focused guests who often tip less and exploit program rules. So, in other words, Audi created a situation where staff must work more and earn less, leading to the demotivation and higher turnover. So, as an application here, we should repositioning Audi as a loyalty program, not a discount club. So transition from a flat discount model to a performance-based loyalty system where high-spending guests receive priority treatment. So this naturally earn the staff respect and shift their focus to serving valuable guests. The second one is that they can provide the business should provide empathy and conflict management training for the frontline staff, and also they should introduce the internal incentive that link to the guest satisfaction and operational excellence rather than just bill size. So that they also the end of our presentation. Thank you, Ms. Hua, for listening, and I wish you a productive day.